Let's review what a line of symmetry is. Now, a line of symmetry is a line that if a figure could be folded in half down that line and make two congruent halves, then you have a line of symmetry. Now, some figures can have more than one line of symmetry, and some may have no lines of symmetry. Now, in this example here, I have three squares. They're all the same, and there's three different lines of symmetry that are drawn. So let's check each one. So each line appears to be cutting the square in half, and if we were to fold each of those in half, it should create two congruent halves that land perfectly on top of each other. If you see that, now let's fold down the diagonal one. Perfect. So those, all three, represent a line of symmetry. Now let's look at a rectangle. So I have three rectangles. They're all the same, and one is being cut in half down the middle, one is being cut in half up and down, and one is being cut in half diagonally. Now, let's check each one of these. If we were to fold the rectangle down this line, it would land perfectly on top of each other and make two congruent halves. If we were to fold the rectangle down this line, it would land on each other and make two congruent halves. Now, this line here is cutting the rectangle into two triangles that are exactly the same. But when I fold it down that line, look what happens. It doesn't land perfectly on top of itself. It doesn't cover up the other part. So this is not a line of symmetry. So these two were, and this one was not. And that worked out for the square because the square had four sides that were all the same length. And the rectangle does not have that. So you can't fold a rectangle down that diagonal line.